Hi, everyone, and welcome to InnovateQA Meetup, our October virtual meetup. So if it's your first time, I want to tell you a little bit about our community. We host meetups a few times a month. We're a global community. We have speakers from all over the world. Today we have Manju from Sydney. We had speakers from India and Canada. And so we're a global community who likes to learn together, share our experiences, and support each other. So this is our picture here from the June conference of InnovateQA in Seattle. We are planning our next conference next June. The date is going to be announced very soon, so stay tuned. And here's the pictures from our in-person meetups last time in Meta office in August. We are, fun group. Welcome everyone to learn together. And I want to tell you a little bit about our resources that we provide for you guys to learn. So we have our Meetup page, we have our LinkedIn page where I make announcements about the meetups all the time. So if you're not subscribed to that, please do. I post recordings there from our meetups and the announcements. And there's a lot of other useful information there that gets posted. We have a YouTube channel where all of the recordings go from the meetups. And there's also the playlist for job searchers to help you with the resume reviews or the mock interviews. There are some good videos there. So check this out. I'll put this all in chat. And we also have a WhatsApp group for the job search support group, where if you're looking for a job, we have a global group all over. We have an India group, we have an Australia group, US, Canada group. So join the WhatsApp group as well. We share job posts there. And also if you need any other help, there are discussions going there as well. So I'll put all of this in, and let me stop sharing so I can copy this. I want to welcome our today's speaker, who's calling in all the way from Sydney. This is amazing to me how our Zoom culture and virtual culture now allow us to share our experiences across the world. So I'm super excited for Manju to be here today and talk about AI in testing and test ops. So Manju, I hope you tell us a little bit more about yourself. I know that you've been a quality leader for a long time. You speak and you share your experiences, but I also want to learn a bit more about yourself. So please share more about yourself, and the floor is yours.
Sure. Thanks, Tatiana. I'll share my screen and we'll start with, hope you guys are able to see my screen.
Yep, all good.
Thank you. So thanks, Tatiana. Thanks, team. I'm very happy to meet you guys today. And thank you, InnovateQA, for bringing me here. And start with AI agents in DevOps and testing. Yeah. So about me, I'll take this slide to cover about me. I'm your speaker today. I'm Manju. I'm Sydney based. I'm a QA trailblazer with 15 plus years of experience. I have worked in high-paced startups to global MNCs, manual automation, and I'm still learning AI. And I'm trying to get in AI-driven strategies. And definitely, I think everybody will agree that AI is changing our whole landscape, the whole ecosystem, right? So definitely, we'll try to cover some part of it today. And my area of interest, I'm a Copado champion and Sydney user group lead. If you do not know what is Copado, you will get to know from this session. And I'm interested in AI or ML in software testing, low code and no code test automation. I've also worked in framework-based. I'm working in a framework-based automation as well, but low code is always my passion, right? Where it makes your work easy. And you will, why you will love this talk? You will hear about transforming the legacy test frameworks. And if you want, my whole passion is to make DevOps and test automation accessible to every QA professional. And definitely, I believe I can persuade you to try at least one low-code tool today if you haven't tried so far. I'll move on to the next one. And what qualifies me to give this session? I'm an Copado Robotic Testing Innovation Award winner from my earlier organization in 2023. So this is a global award which is given to the person who is excelling in this Copado tool. I'll move on further and we'll see what is an agenda for today. First, we'll have to know where we are with respect to testing. So the state of software testing is what we'll be seeing. We'll be seeing some survey results. Let's get back and relax. And then we'll get on to the generation of test automation. We should also know about our history, where we have started this test automation and where we are heading to, right? So I'll take you to the generation of test frameworks. And then I'll bring you to a low code meets AI, where the AI powered test automation, how it looks. And definitely all of my presentation involves a demo because action, people love to see the things in action. So I'll show you a live demo with AI agents, how you can see how that works. And we will also take any Q&A, right? Now I'll move on to the next one. So I think it's very important to know the state of software testing and DevOps today, right? Where we are with respect to testing. And here are some survey results for you. So there was some questions that was posted to companies asking, how are you testing today, right? So 64% of the team says that they still chiefly rely on manual testing. 84% of organizations say they still partly rely on manual testing, and only 10%, right? It's only 10% of the teams have automated all of their testing. Can you believe, guys? I think the world is talking about so much about automation, innovation, but still we haven't completely automated all of the stuffs, right? So there is always still a manual pitch is there in all the organization. I'll move on to the next one, which even this question was posted to all the companies. Who is primarily responsible for testing at your companies, right? 49% of the organizations say that they have a full-time in-house testing team. 26% say they outsource the testing work to consulting companies or third parties. And 23% of organizations say that their testing is primarily done by their developers. As a QA, this really panics me because even I think as a the QA community group, you should be worried how this testing, when developers test their own code, how is that going to be, right? It's a nightmare for me. Yeah. We'll move on to the next one. It's a very important question. I love this question. Do you have enough time to fully test all the changes before each release? I think as a QA, you can reflect with your own releases that what you have done. And here are the answers. 52% people say, yes, all the planned testing is done on time for all the release, right? In each release. 41% say, no, due to time constraint, we have to reduce the scope of the testing, which means that they are going to do a risk-based testing. They are going to prioritize their test cases, execute only P1 and P2 and not P3, right? So this happens with all of the release rush and timings. And yeah, of course, 8% is other. I think this really, we'll have to think about this slide and I'll come back to the summary of what all of this means. So the key finding is 41% of the teams don't have time to test every change before each release. 92% experience production issue due to inadequate testing. I think all of the release dates, you can imagine yourself as a QA doing post-production testing to see if there is any production issue, right? Also, all of this comes in that category. 84% they rely on manual testing, partially on manual testing. 51% have 25 plus full-time QA, and totally all of this to an organization, it means that the 95% higher total cost of ownership when you compare manual testing and when you compare the commercial test automation. Right? Definitely the cost is going to increase because you are going to put in so many people, you are going to do so much testing, and there is a human error that is possible with respect to all of the releases and testing. And about the releases, right? How frequently the organization do their release? So it's a very interesting thing. Daily release, 15% of the organization do. Weekly release, 30% of the organization do weekly release. Bi-weekly is around 20% of organizations do. Monthly release, 25%. Quarterly or later, it depends on a big organization where they release their, for example, like Salesforce, where I worked before, it is all where they release their packages, right, which is a quarterly or later. So this is how the organization as a whole do their release frequency. And what is the percentage of organization versus release failure rates, right? Let's take from this graph. 10% of the organization experience more than 30% of release failures. 20% have more than 10 to 20% of release failure, and 30% experience 5 to 10% of release failure. And I think it's important to know what is the reason for this release failure. Is all this graph, which shows mainly 35% of release failures are due to integration issue, because you have your enterprise application, hundreds of applications talking to each other, and definitely there may be a lot of API issues or any connectivity issues. So all of this comes at to 35%. Insufficient testing is 30%. Configuration management around 25%, and communication gap. I think this is the most key important issues with respect to when you have a big team working, you do not know which team has deployed what is the sequence that each of the team should follow for releases. So definitely there is a communication gap plays a major role in the release challenges. Complexity of automation tools, right? Not everything, not all the tools or even the frameworks or even the low code tools will offer ease of automation, right? There needs to be an effort and you need to know how to implement it, and you need to have that skills or expertise or the team who can do it. So overall, if you take all of these challenges together, have these are all the common release challenges that we face. So this is all what we see about survey with testing and DevOps, right, with respect to releases. Now we will move on and to see how do we handle it, how do we tackle it. So the next one, I think it's very important to set the base terminologies right, right? It's a very basic thing. What's the difference between testing, automation, and artificial intelligence, right? AI. Testing is ensuring that your system is working as expected, right? It's scenario based, quality based, it validates. For example, is this feature working? Does the UI break on mobile? So you're validating it. Automation is something that you execute repetitive task without manual effort, right? Where a human will not be involved, but you'll be running a regression script after every deployment, send alert if the script fails. So it's a rule-based, speed-focused, and it executes. Artificial intelligence is something that is up or which is higher than an automation, where it learns, predicts, and thinks like human. It is data-based, intelligent focused, and it thinks. What is the difference between non-agentic AI, agentic AI, AI agent, MCP, and AI workflow? I think this is all very common terminologies that you will see across everywhere now, right? Let's see what is a non-agentic AI. Probably if I have to give you an example, it is like a smart assistant for you, but it doesn't do anything, right? You can think it as a smart colleague of yours who can give you advice, but he won't do anything, right? If, for example, it's like a chat GPT telling that here is a code and it stops, right? It doesn't do anything for you. So that is like a non-agentic AI. Prompt response, but it cannot help you much, but it can give you some intelligent ideas, okay? Agentic AI, you can think like an autonomous QA engineer. He's like an assistant who just not gives you advice, but can do some actions as well. It acts with goals and prompts, right? It can plan, it can reason, it can break the task into steps, and it can do some action for you. AI agent is something that is specialized in one task, right? For example, it can be a test agent, it can be a release agent, or a plan agent, where it is very much repeatedly, it automates one repetitive task reliably, right? AI, okay, we move on to MCP, which is Model Context Protocol. This is the bridge between all, right? If you want to connect your it mainly connects your ecosystem. It can be connecting to your Jira, Confluence, Playwright, Slack, Jenkins. right? So with this connection, you can do wonders in your enterprise world, right? And last is an AI workflow, which is an assembly line, right? You can think it like all of these agents put together in a line where it says that, okay, after plan agent, the output should go to a build agent, then to a code agent. So all of this, when it forms in a sequence, it makes it like an AI workflow, right? So if I have to summarize this slide, I would say that non-agentic AI can give us intelligence. Agentic AI can give us an initiative. AI agents can give us a focus. AI workflow can give us an orchestration, and MCP can give us a connection, right? All of this transforms the manual verification to an autonomous QA, right? So this is what is the whole world is heading towards, and this is what we'll be seeing more. I'll move on to the next one. I think this is a very common scenario you would have executed, you would have faced in your day-to-day life, right? What a lovely day. A tester thinks everything is cool. How about some negative testing? He tried to ingest something and then he falls. I think this is a very famous one, the other one, which is test didn't pass, right? I think this is a very common thing that we all would have been there. So what do? I just disable them. Like probably just a fun slide before we move on. I'll move on to the next one, which is a very important thing. There are two things that we are talking in software testing. One is about testing AI and AI in testing. How do you use AI in testing? So testing AI is an on the whole very different where it's an AI model validation. So if your product is based on AI, you're going to do this, you're going to test AI, right? So you have data quality and bias detection there. When model changes, how does your application behave? Model accuracy and reliability, all of that comes, and you have a separate, I think there is not a really a standard framework in the industry that has been brought, but everybody is trying to bring that in now with all of the different methods. Yeah, so you have guardrails to control, you have certain parameters in the configuration of the agent where you can control all of this, like, you can try to do this validation. The second one is how do you use AI in testing? So this is a very common day-to-day thing that, okay, if I want to use AI for my test execution, how do I use it for writing test cases, for defect detection, or even a self-healing test script? So there are two separate things that is happening when you talk about an AI. It's an testing AI or whether you use AI in testing, right? And then I think now it's time to move from to know where our like about our history, right? How the test automation started, where it is heading to. I think first one is about slide. Yeah, first one is about Gen 1, where I would call it long back, 1990s to 2000. I think this is where most of us would have started our career as well, where the tools like QTP, Windrunner, National.
లేదు మర్చిపోయావు నువ్వు అసలు కాల్ బ్యాక్ లేదు ఏమీ లేదు. Hold on, let me mute. Guys, if you're not speaking, please mute yourself. We're hearing some background noise. I'm gonna mute people if you're not muted. Okay, I think we're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. So first we started, I take you back to the olden days, right? Where we started our career. It's around like where you had this record and playback, fragile locators, no CI/CD, brittle, high maintenance. It's around where the automation started, right? Then we moved on to framework driven, where you have Selenium, JUnit, keyword, data driven, hybrid framework, uh, and like reusable scripts. This is when the CI integration began. A better structure came to automation. DevOps or CI/CD, the 2012 to 2018 phase, where you have tools like Jenkins, GitLab, CI, Docker, pipeline testing, test early, run frequently, and it's all cloud infra. Gen 4, which is around 2022, 3 to 4 years back, where the tools like where still, see, in all of these cases, humans are the boss, right? We still have own our automation, visual tests, self-healing locators, so many tools started coming, and fast authoring, low code, smarter test, right? And now it is an autonomous and AI driven where the agent started getting in proactive testing, test ops, NLP authoring. You just give one line in a natural, simple language and it automatically converts tests for you. You need not even write any low code, right? And future would be definitely on a reasoning AI where the AI is going to tell you that it understands the context, it understands the business. I think now there is a big, gap in AI that it doesn't understand business context. It doesn't understand the change in the requirements. But I think future, definitely, I'm sure with seeing AI, how much it is driving the world, I'm sure that AI is going to tell you that, no, I see this is a lacking in your application. Do you want to add it, right? Probably, definitely that sense of reasoning may come. So this is where we started, and this is where we are heading to, and this is where we are with respect to automation. And I'll just like to cover a touch upon very basic because I would like to spend more time in demo. So what I'll do, I'll give you an overview. What is the key difference between a traditional based and an AI agent or a tool based automations? You have all of these parameters where we are covering test authoring, test maintenance, test execution. If you see in a framework based, what I call it traditional test automation is a coding based, framework based automation where an SDET have to do it all of these steps, right, where you define object, page object model, and you give a structure. And it really has a lot of skills required to do all this. But if you compare on the other side on a low code, where the tool or the agents are going to do everything now, AI is going to do everything. I think now recently in the framework as well, they've started integrating agents. They've started integrating AI. Recently, I see Playwright have released their agents, right? So definitely it is all evolving at both the sides. AI is coming in all of these places. But yeah, but overall, if you see, this is a key difference between what you will see from traditional to a tool based. Then what is the benefits, key benefits of these tools, right? It's a broader accessibility. Anybody can automate, or if you want to start something in your career, right? I have not been in automation so far. This is my first time. How do I start? I would definitely suggest go to a first tool, understand that, do that automation, and then framework is going to be just converting the same thing into your code. So definitely it's a good start for anybody who want to pick up automation, who want to enter into testing, who want to do something more challenging. And then the speed, where it accelerates the creation of automated test. It can take just minutes. Even now AI takes seconds to do that. Yes, definitely. And it suits a smaller team, right? I think this is a very important point where I'd like to discuss where these tools have come or where this plays a major importance, right? When you have a small team, earlier I was working in a team where I had only one or two QAs, right? It's a very small startup, but the product scope was increasing, the testing scope was increasing, but we didn't have automation. I didn't have more my team to write this framework and bring that up. So I started implementing a tool. I started using a tool based automation, and that helped me to to speed up my testing, to make my releases faster in terms of test execution. So when you really have a small team, when you don't have the time to do this automation, I think definitely these tools are very helpful in that case. And yeah, no specialized coding skills, but definitely it's not that completely, it is not, you don't have a coding skills there. You do have, you can write a lot of libraries, your own custom keywords, but generally you can pick it up and anybody can take and do that, right? So these are all the key benefits of automation tools. And I think this is the most common scenario anybody would have seen in your organization where UI automation is running separately, API automation is running separately, and other automations are there, right? There is no one common tool or the mix that you can have, right? So either you use Playwright, Selenium, Cypress for UI, and then for API automation, you use Karate framework, for example, Rest Assured or Postman. There are multiple things, but I've listed a few. Other automation includes your performance or non-functional testing. So it would be good to have all of this at one place from an organization perspective or management perspective where we can see the results. And that is where even I would say these tools help a lot. Then the low code future is here. I'd like to introduce you to Copado, which is a DevOps tool and which also has your test automation tool, right? As if you take Copado as a whole, it has a suite where you have a product Copado CI/CD. Mainly, it automates end-to-end Salesforce deployment, and you have key benefits, right? It releases your Salesforce changes faster time to market. Copado Robotic Testing is their product where it supports your low-code test automation across all of the platforms, right? It has your AI plus RPA powered scalability. This is what I'm going to show you in the demo mainly. And the most fascinating thing is what about their Copado AI platform. And definitely, if you stay till end of this session, you would get a sign up link for an AI platform where you yourself can try and see how their agents are so powerful, what it can do with respect to all of the DevOps platform, right? And we have another small Copado Essentials. If the team is not able to offer a CI/CD license, they give it for a lightweight DevOps for a small team. So this is where the whole of the Copado suits lies. And I would like to take you to just a screenshot how the Copado AI platform looks. You have an Copado expert, which is a core agent in the core: plan agent, build agent, test agent, release agent, and operate agent, right? We'll see what each of the thing does in the next demo, 10 to 15 minutes. And I think this is a very interesting, I'd like to touch this upon. I don't know if you have experienced, there is both good and bad here, which is a vibe coding, where you get to see, try different things and then see how the code generates, right? Whether you are from coding background or not, but you can see the AI generating lines and lines of code. I think I'm really very fascinated by it. Though when you take and implement it in your framework, there are a lot of gaps. But I think it gives you a good vibes in terms of vibe coding, right? Where you see AI generating a lot of things. Yeah. So this is what we are going to cover today in our demo, where we start with a common DevOps lifecycle, right? Where it starts with the planning phase. You move on to code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, and monitor. Right? You have lot of parameters in each of these steps, and this keeps continuing in your CI/CD pipeline, where we will see the demo. I'll show you my another screen. Hope you're able to see my Copado screen.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll start with a new chat, right? So this is my AI platform, and you see all of these agents, right? See, earlier, okay, I'd like to tell this. Earlier, I used to prepare a lot for my demos, right? In my earlier speeches, I would really try to make sure that things are there. But now coming where like AI is in place, I don't prepare for demos. I just show it live. So things may go wrong, but it's a live demo. So please, bear with me if things are there. I think it's all about the prompt. When you take an AI and if you want to make AI work well, it's about only the prompt that what you give. So I've written some prompts, what I'm going to give you here. So this is a plan agent prompt, right? So what does this plan agent do first? It is like your planning phase in your organization, right? If you want to start with where it can start creating user stories with acceptance criterias, you can allocate time estimates, you can break down the stories into task and subtask, and including adding the low level detail, right? So this is the prompt that I'm going to give. I'll just read it for you. We are going to build a real-time e-commerce analytic dashboard for our client. The system should display live sales metrics, customer behavior, support multiple datas, including interactive chart, handle this so many concurrent user. And the tech stack I'm going to give is React front end, Node.js, Express backend, PostgreSQL, Redis, Docker. Right? I'm explaining all of this to a plan agent. Please analyze this requirement and create a comprehensive plan including user story, technical structure, resource allocation, timeline, and potential risk. This will be my prompt. And what I am expecting out of plan agent: feature breakdown into 6 to 8 user stories with all of this, technical architecture, explaining all of where to use, what is the plan, resource allocation. I've just given some number. Let's see what it gives. Risk assessment, right? And test strategy, unit integration, load or whatever, and infrastructure requirements. Let's see what happens if I give this prompt. So you have a different option how to choose here, right? Either you choose here with what the agent you want. And Copado expert is like a core agent that you can ask anything to, right? But plan agent specifically is expert in this. I'm giving this prompt. So it thinking, yeah, this is a very common thing that you would have seen in most all of the AI things now. I'll analyze this complex e-commerce, yeah. Started coming up with plan. It started with your epic structure and user story. It started breaking down into different user IDs. It also describes who should do what, front-end developer, back-end developer task, right? And what we asked about performance and scalability, it started giving. Okay, it is breaking down more. See, it's breaking down the work. How long will it take? What is the timeline? Core team composition.
So Manju, this is the Copado like LLMs, right? That are trained
Yeah,
that are working right now, right?
yeah, yeah.
And I just want to make sure there's a difference between if we ask ChatGPT this and if we ask Copado, right?
Right. So what is the, what is one thing that this tools can assure or even Copado can assure is ChatGPT, it's an open API. Sometimes if you have your enterprise plan in ChatGPT, your data is safe. But here they ensure all of the safety and AI ethical standards that your data is all secured. Right. So definitely I'm sure the output may be, and one more thing would be, one advantage would be where you can collaborate your users here, right? So they offer some extra, to take their benefits, where you see there, you can give some knowledge base grounded, right? You can also give your user story standard as per your organization, what you want to give, and then ask it to refer. Yeah, so probably definitely it is not different from any other LLM, but it's more with respect to integrates all of your agent. And it also integrates back to your tool, their own tool, where the testing tool, I can show you, this is your Copado robotic testing, where it can start automated. It acts like an agentic AI, where all of your test suite gets created here automatically. So I'll just show you as a part of your test agent demo there, right? So it has a lot of integrations here. Mainly they support a lot of Salesforce. Yeah, and you have so many features. Yeah, so these are all some extra benefits. But yeah, I mean, of course, it acts like the same, but only thing it gives you a more enterprise security with respect to what is there. We'll go on to here. I think I saw some diagram. Yeah, see, it has beautifully given us a technical architecture in terms of how should your application plan, right? How you should plan your application. Definitely, this acts as a very good starting point if you are creating your own application. If you want to try something on your own, you can give this, get an idea. Even I try to do that with any of the LLMs, right? So this has given us a plan. It has whatever we gave, it gave us a user story, breaking giving all of these details. Now we have other agents. Let's go to the next one, which is a build agent, right? So this build agent mainly helps us in terms of development and code construction, where it proactively helps you with the generation of code, automate your routine task, and what I'm expecting and what is the prompt I'm giving based on plan agents architecture. I'm connecting two agents, right, where we go to our AI workflow, and then I'm asking it, I need a React front end with TypeScript and Material UI components, Node.js Express AI with authentication middleware, PostgreSQL database schema for analytics data, Docker containerization setup, WebSocket implementation, and integration with an external e-commerce API, right? Please provide the code structure, identify potential conflicts, suggest optimal development flow, and recommend best practices for each stack. Let's see what it gives. And I'm expecting out of it as component React components, like complete React components, Node.js API endpoint, and whatever we have described there. I'll go here. Now I'll have to change my agent, right, to make it work, which is a build agent now. Give this. It gives you a framework, how a standard framework should look. You can definitely refer it, use it, enhance it with your organization's capability. It gives you a YAML file, Docker file. Backend implementation, package.json, very common first step, app.ts.
Well, it's working. So Manju, are you using this in your daily work, or is this just kind of like the tool that you know?
No, this is as I'm a champion for Copado champion.
Oh, okay, got it,
So
okay.
we get access to this platform, and this is where I'm planning. I got like a sign up link for InnovateQA people who are coming who came to this session right now. They can definitely try this on their own. I
Oh,
have a
amazing.
I have a link for them, and it's a free sign up where they get to experience this AI agents.
Oh, that's great.
It takes time because code, it's a whole implementation we are doing. But I'll tell you, definitely this, I would even like, no, I'll be very honest here. It will not be 100% right at first time, like all other AI. But this definitely acts as a good starting point for anybody who wants to do something, right? Even it can be a small web application that you want to develop, being a QA, you want to learn coding, you want to try something. And these tools are very helpful in bringing you the basic framework or the basic stuffs which you were earlier you need to look out for help. These agents are there to help you now, right? So I definitely use this as a part of my day-to-day learning where I try something new. I want to see how that looks, and I can just ask AI, and like it is there to help me.
Amazing. If anyone has questions, please post them in chat
Meanwhile,
or
yes.
yourself and ask. Go ahead. While we're
So meanwhile, I think this is the most important and interesting where everybody will be interested to know about this agent, which is a test agent where we will see now unit test. We are asking for integration test, end-to-end test, performance test, API contract test, and I'm asking it to generate the scripts using a modern test framework and Copado's keyword library. Right. So Copado is the basic testing framework, works on a robotic framework background. Right. So I'll show you what it does meanwhile when it generates code. So I'll show you this. Okay, it has generated. So definitely, I would suggest you try on your own and try each of these agents, but I would definitely like to not miss this test agent, which I'm giving you this, right? Now, this test agent is very interesting and a special agent here because it connects back to, see, we are in Copado AI platform, but you also have a Copado robotic testing, right? And how do you go from here? You have a way to navigate, because this is all, as a user wise, I get all of these privileges. So I get to have this connection from here, and it started generating test. And last time, like before trying this demo, I was trying the same demo, right, to see how this works. So it automatically creates, it acts as an agentic AI where the action, it automatically creates this application for us here with what it generates from AI platform. So it connects the both, right? So this is the last time that what I generated for our e-commerce analytics dashboard, which I tried before. So you can see that you have, so this is what it has created. And I'll show you. You have this editor here. You have all of this test here. See, this is how, if you're familiar with robotic framework, this is where you start with, right? Where you give with the dot robot keywords dot robot, where you save all of your credentials safely, and then only thing you need to type in your application once you have implemented from the code, and then this shows all the tests that has been generated, right? User authentication, valid login, invalid login. So it covers whatever we have asked for in our AI. So this has covered and it has automatically copied over here. Let's see if this is done here. Please confirm if you'd like. Okay, would you like me to proceed creating with Copado robotic testing test cases? I will generate. So this is where it asks for us to give it permission to do that action of copying. If I say yes, please.
And we have a few questions in chat. Manju, if you want me to read it or if you want to read them
Sure.
yourself, let me know. I can read it for you.
Yeah, sure.
So Anna is asking, is deployment of the AI agent is handled by Copado?
Let's start from here. Okay, I think, oh, sorry, if the first question is about, is Playwright AI better than Selenium?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I see one question from Ram. Is Playwright AI better than Selenium? Can you also touch on red teaming? Okay, Playwright agent, yes, definitely. I did give a try. It is, I really liked it. I would also like everybody to try that. And red teaming. Okay, probably I'm not sure what is that. Yeah, I'll definitely touch base and come back on that. Okay, just like Jira tickets. Cloud, Google Cloud AI, Vertex AI cannot perform all of Copado testing and DevOps capabilities. Yeah, okay. Copado utilizes. I have a question. Deployment of an AI agent is handled by Copado. Yes, if you are connected to a Salesforce org, right? That is where this integration tab works. So you need to connect with your Salesforce org and it automatically does the deployment, like how we have an agent, because now I am not demoing an Salesforce based user case or I don't have an Salesforce org, but definitely, yes, it do have all of those capabilities of auto deployment. There's a question from Daniel. You were talking about testing and AI earlier to ensure quality and reduce bias. At what stage is it important to implement this, and how would you start doing this? I think this is an excellent question, right? At what stage it is important to implement this? It depends on what is your application is about, because earlier in my earlier organization, the whole product was based on AI, right? It's an AI product, I would say. So if you have such implementations of AI now, because nowadays you see that AI is being touched upon at some features or some part, right? So I would always say it is better to handle it from the design phase, right? How are you going to handle this? So the requirement should be covering all of this AI testing expectation. With, I think we did have some of when OpenAI offers a playground, right? When I was working in my previous organization, we used to have an OpenAI playground where you can compare the model, two models, and you can see what results it gives, right? Instead of making the whole application run and seeing the results, you have that playground kind of things. So definitely those things help with respect to evaluating it. And I would always recommend as a shift left, start from early, start as early as possible. Can the agent point to source code in GitHub or GitLab? Yes, definitely. We have integration with Bitbucket. That's a very common basic integration where all of your test, even for testing or even for code, they have their own, where their GitHub, Copado GitHub, or even you can use other Bitbucket or any of your organization things. Okay, I'll come back. Let's see where our tests have gone. See, the more and more it keeps asking you. Now we have done, let us see whether this is being done. This has added. I don't know if it's a duplicate, it should get added here, but we'll see as a part of this Copado robotic testing. Now there should be Earlier it was taking time, but now I think it should all be quick. If it has duplicated or because already we have the same with the same name, it should have duplicated. But overall, so this is the output that I want to show, that where it has copied all of this, it has categorized each of the test, what it is doing, and you can run it. Now, to give you an overview of this tool, how it works, you have something called Copado Explorer, which helps you in your manual testing, where you can create a new exploration. You can get into your application right through this, and you can start recording. So all of your testing gets recorded here. And you can, if you find any defect, you can mark it like this is a bug, and then you can raise it with your developers. You can share that video with your developers. Everybody will have in common access to this workplace, right? So this is something that Copado Explorer helps in manual testing, marking issues, and you can raise it in Jira. Automatically, there is a like Atlassian integration is there. You give an API key and it connects to your Jira, and you can start raising all of your issues from here. So this is a simple feature for Copado Explorer. And then you enter into where this test jobs. This is where is your queue editor, which is a main focus. And here also you have your test agent integrated, right? I think this is a new, very interesting thing, that when you are scripting, when you are in a deep scripting mode, and if you have any questions about how this works, you can ask this AI agent here and you can pull in the generated code, right? And I think all of this is like, no, nothing is handwritten. Everything is auto-generated, copied, and this is even in case auto-copied, right? Yeah, so you have this chat history, you have, and then you also have this keyword. If you have, because this works on keyword libraries, right? Where each of the, for example, open browser, you have a code written in the robot framework in the backend. So if you have any questions about which keyword to use, you can use this. So, and you also have, if you're in management, right? Earlier in my earlier organization, I used to wake up with all the red and greens, right? Whether how many passed, how many failed. You have all of this. When you start running your suite, you will get the results there, and you will also see if you want to send your test report as a daily run. If you want to add a notification, and you want to send it to an email, Slack, or Teams, that okay, this suite has run this much passed, this much. You can set a rule here, and you can add users if you want to add your email, right? So there are multiple options here, and this is connected with webhook, where you get a Slack webhook, you get a Teams webhook, and you add it here. So it's and you can schedule your daily test, where what time you want to run your test suite daily at around this time, every hour, every minute. All of this works here. And test data driven, it is like a CSV, or you want to pass multiple parameters to your test and you want to run your suite, you can use this pages here. Yeah, so there is a lot and lot to explore, right? And if, because this is a Salesforce specific or SAP, because they want to support multiple big ERP, so they have given some keywords, easy keywords for Salesforce and SAP people. So for example, it can be something like an app navigator in Salesforce, right? App launcher, sorry, app launcher. So do you have some customized keywords for each of the big enterprises? So this is something, this is what we are talking about, the low code, and then it makes it very easy for how you access and how you do things. And for example, you also have a mobile robot if you want to do mobile testing. There are so many, see, it automatically created this analytic dashboard robot, right? What we have done from there. So dedicated robot for e-commerce analytics dashboard. Okay, I don't have edit permission. Okay. So this is an overview of a CRT tool, which is the testing tool. And this is an overview of their Copado AI platform. And you have all of this community connection here. I'll go back to my slide, and we do have other two agents, right? I would definitely like you to try that, see how the deployment and release management, and give Tatiana or myself a feedback, how this work for you. So take your own application, start from plan, go to build, do the create a test agent, do this release agent, and see this operate agent is for maintenance and how you monitor your applications further. So definitely try this and let us know how that works. I'll go back to cover the remaining part of the slide. This covers my demo where AI platform, AI meets DevOps for any technology stack, right? So having seen this, I would like to give you a real life analogy, right? If you have to use your framework based or old coding based, I'm not, definitely that is there. And if you want to use that, I'll give an analogy as cleaning by hand. Yeah, full control you have. You can clean every nook, every corner with precision. Effort intensive. Definitely nobody likes to sweep or mop their floor, right? It requires time and physical effort. Skills and attentions, you definitely need some skills to do that well, right? If I ask my daughter to do it, she may not be really interested or that skillful to do that. So definitely you need some skills. Same works for framework. And if you are using an AI and agent, right, I would definitely compare that with an using a RoboVac. You set it, you forget it, minimal effort required, it cleans automatically, and yeah, it is accessible to anyone without any special skills. Only thing you need some money to buy that. Yeah. So this is definitely which I felt very close to my heart, that as a real life example, what framework and like using AI and agents work. And I think this is definitely, I would like to touch upon this where we prepare for a new skills, right? Now the current skill is all with respect to SDET, programming framework, CI/CD. A new skill is going to be MLET, machine learning engineer and test. It's a prompt engineering, analytics skills, AI explainability, and DevOps adoption. I think the skills are changing. It's going to be more of this in the future. And anytime if you ask me, the base for both would be the basic quality and testing skills, right? Because without a person understanding the application, he will not be able to automate. He will not be able to do miracles in testing. So I think understanding and the basic testing skills are mandatory, but definitely the skills are evolving. And final question, right? I would like to really think, want our audience to think this. Which AI have you used for your, have you used for both personal and professional, right? And can AI fully replace human testers? You think, is that possible? And what's the most likely future you think? Will AI replace tester? AI works with tester, or AI makes more bugs? Would you trust an AI to write and test your software? Which AI powered testing tool or product have you used? Would you trust an open source AI for enterprise use or stick on with an paid AI? Would you trust an AI that says all tests passed, or do you just go and still check the logs anyways? And I think the big one, which definitely a question, are we testing AI or is AI quietly testing us already? Right? And finally, as a closing note, I would like to say that AI selection depends upon the use case, right? So which AI, what is the purpose, what is your application, how much does your organization support? Because that's a very important thing here. So yeah, so choose the one depending on your needs. And this is where I would like to show, if you want to learn Copado, if you want to start your career, if you want to get into something with a product based, I would pass on this links, and you can definitely sign in and do a certifications. There are multiple certifications. As I said, one is a DevOps certification is there. You have a testing as a CRT certifications. So I'd give you all the links how to sign up, and you have some learning materials in Salesforce Trailhead as well. And there is a YouTube video which I have given a demo earlier on a complete CRT, each and every features, how it works. So definitely you can try this if you're interested. And this is where I was telling Copado AI platform sign up link. I'd give you this. You can sign up and try out all the agents, fascinating agents. And to appreciate that you have been in this session and who came to InnovateQA today, I'd like to give you a $250 USD certification voucher. So when you sign up, when you do the course, and when you want to do a certification, there would be a coupon code that would be asked. And if you enter this MJCRT25 for CRT module and Copado DevOps, if you give this coupon code, you would be waived off from paying the $250. So definitely try this. And yeah. And all of the references, what I have tried, what I have shown is all with respect to Gartner report for the surveys and Copado robotic testing, DevOps testing, and there are some test automation resources from Google, which has definitely helped me to show this. And yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, let's connect. I'm Manju again. I'm a senior quality engineer. I'm a speaker. I'm a Copado champion. Thank you.
We have a few questions in chat
Sure.
again. So Emily, we will share the recording, and Manju, if you share the slides with us, we will attach them to the recording as well.
Sure.
And Ram was asking, can it connect to Jenkins? Did we answer that?
Yeah, okay, I'll take up the questions now. I'll stop sharing. I'll take up the questions now. Yeah, can the agent point to source code in GitLab? Yes, it can point. Can it connect to Jenkins? I've not seen that capability, but definitely I can check. I'm not sure about it because they have their own way of doing their Copado DevOps deployment, but I can definitely check and on this. Okay, it's more of an enhancement or supplement, not a replacement of testers. Yes, definitely I agree to that. Okay. What do you think about Tosca? You compared many tools, but I didn't Tosca on the list. Okay, it's not about a comparison of tools because each tools have their own advantages and their proficiency, right? Yeah, I have used even Tosca in one of my earlier organizations. It is as well good. It's not less or more of this tool is good, that tool is good. I would definitely want people to try any tools if you haven't as a part because not everybody gets a chance to try a low code tool, right? So that is all about, but yeah, totally it depends on the use case. It depends on what your organization needs. The tool selection is based on. It would be great to share. Also, is it a replacement for a site reliability engineering? I would not say it's because that's a totally a different area in depth as a site reliability engineering. Definitely, it is not a replacement for that. And how do we capture actual application based test steps? How we capture actual application based test steps for your test case if special requirement feature especially requirement or feature code is new through this tool? Do we provide some access to app or anything that outlining the test steps? Okay, so how do we capture this actual application-based test steps? If you're talking about Copado Explorer, what I have shown, you have an option. It's like an internet, like what do you call it? It's like a URL that where inside Copado you would be testing and it would be capturing all of your features. Yeah, so Copado Explorer does it, and this particular where it helps the tool to understand your application is based on that. Right. And is there any other questions? If not, I will share the sign up link and I will share the coupon code so that you guys can use that. Give me a minute. And definitely, if you need any help with respect to Copado learning or even a general AI, the sign up thing, you can contact us or the community. And definitely, we have a big community of over 100K people. So definitely join us and it would help us. So this is where you learn with respect to join a community, success community, and you can use this particular voucher to get your certification. And knowledge base is this, where it completely covers with respect to testing, right? And then I think if we don't have, yeah, over to you, Tatiana. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Manju. That was great. I really loved all the statistics that you shared in the beginning. That was eye-opening. So I shared again the links that I shared earlier. If you guys missed it in the beginning of the meeting, we have a LinkedIn page, YouTube channel. We post all of the recordings to the YouTube channel, so please subscribe so you can get the recording as soon as it's dropped. We also have content posted on YouTube channel all the time. So please subscribe if you don't want to miss it. And the WhatsApp group for the job search support. If you guys are looking for a job, please join us there. We also have the Meetup for the job search support group. So 2 of the next meetups, really quick. One meetup is going to be on October 28th. That's the job search support meetup. We do the resume reviews and the mock interviews if you would like to participate. And we have a meetup in Bellevue, who is in Seattle area. We have an in-person meetup. Check it out on the meetup page on November 3rd. Yes, November 3rd, I believe. So join us in person. It's a lot more fun because we get to interact and not just see the pictures of you on the screen. So please join us. And thank you again, Manju, for calling in from so far away and sharing your expertise with us. So I hope to see you guys in the next meetups. Thank you, everyone. Bye.